a child, I went to summer camp during the summer vacation. The latter part of my years of high school, I went to New York State. I lived in New York City, went up to New York State and Rhinebeck and Red Hook. And the camp was situated right on the Hudson River and looked across to the Catskill Mountains opposite, which was Saugerties. And I remember the sunsets there, I remember the crafts, I remember the intramural sports, and just a lot of fun with a lot of other kids enjoying and feeling very fortunate to have the opportunity to go.
We didn't have a lot of planned entertainment or things that we went to the Chautauqua on College Street Park.
All right.
Years and years ago.
Yes.
I can't remember what years they were, but when we were young, when we were children.
What did you see?
Oh my, I couldn't begin to tell you what we saw.
There were plays and things
Chautauqua,
like
yes,
that.
Chautauqua plays.
And readings and musical events.
I remember one night we went, my dad was going to come back and pick us up. We got confused inside and went out the wrong gate, or the wrong corner, and instead of going to the southeast corner, we went to the southwest corner and waited, and he was waiting at the southeast corner.
Oh, dear.
And we started walking home and got lost because we were going the wrong direction. But he finally caught up to us and got us home safely.
A happy ending.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing those memories.
You're welcome.
I can remember one time I had a swing in the front yard hanging from a big hickory tree. And I would get in the swing and swing. And I had on a new dress. I had just gotten a new dress. And one day, and I liked to swing and then jump out. As I jumped out, the dress hung on the swing and tore in shreds. I cried and cried to think that new dress was all ruined.
Did your mother fix it?
No, it was past fixing. It just went in shreds. That was a real disappointment to have that happen. I always enjoyed following my three brothers around the farm and my father, rather than doing the things that girls are supposed to do. I didn't care for dolls. I'd a lot rather go to the barn and watch them milk the cows or put the hay up. Later, when I was old enough, I enjoyed driving the horse to pull the hay up into the hay mow, and that was always fun to do. I enjoyed any farm activities that I could do. Being small, I never did any of the active work out in the fields, but I enjoyed being around the farm and following my brothers around.
Well, one thing I remember on the farm is putting up the hay. I loved to sit. I didn't have to go out in the field, the hay. I had chores to do, but I lucked out as far as helping put the hay up. But I remember that smell of that sweet hay, how not good it was to sit on the porch and swing, and then I'd watch my father and my brother and one sister, how hard they were working to get that hay up in the mow. After it was all done that evening, they put everything away, then I would go out in the barn and look at that hay and try to romp in it and lay in it and dream.
Swimming in the river, that was quite important.
Okay, which river?
The Iowa River.
All right. You lived in Iowa City?
Yes.
Swimming in the Iowa River. Where was it in the Iowa River?
Well, let's see. The Benton Street Bridge.
Uh-huh.
We used to go down a plank there, plank ladder, and down on the bank about equivalent of a couple of blocks. And there was a place we called the Cove.
The Cove.
Uh-huh.
Good. Did your parents know that you went swimming there?
No, they didn't. My mother didn't know.
I wondered about
And I didn't tell.
I was born and raised
out on a farm southeast of Iowa City. The difference between then and now is for young folks, no automobiles, no television. We had to make our own games, which we did.
What were the games?
Well, we had croquet and that type of thing. No basketball. We didn't know what basketball was then. That I can remember. I don't remember any. I know we always had farm wagons and that type of thing, which we prized highly.
Baseball. Baseball?
No game, baseball or anything. Okay. That's about it.
We played ball and basketball, but football wasn't much of a game when I was that age.
Did you go fishing?
Fishing, we lived along the St. Croix River. That is a dividing line between Iowa and Minnesota and
That's
Wisconsin.
beautiful. I've been there.
And we lived there, and there was a nice big park not far from where we lived.
Living on a farm in the summertime, why that was a time when we went. I can remember folks going to a 4th of July celebration out west of the Wells Church on where Hughes Timber was, and I'd watch them play baseball and the like, and we'd have family reunions, and summer was always a happy time on the farm.
As a child growing up, I lived in Adair County, south of Adair, Iowa, and I had a pet pig. I don't remember that I had a name for him, but I was one of a runt of the bunch, and Mom let me adopt him, bring him in the house, and take care of him, And I can remember taking a hoop off a barrel and making a thing, that you run hoop with, yeah. I remember doing that, and then I remember one time I was so mad at my dad because I was his only little girl, and my sister hadn't been born yet, and he went to town without me. And I cried, and I thought, Dad, I'm going to get even with you. I went in the house, and I stole his sack of bull durham and went out and hid in a hollow tree just to get even with him. My cousin and I built little roads with little cars, and we'd build bridges and put water. We'd go get some water out of the pump and pour the water in there. So we had a bridge. We had I remember doing that. And it was we was on the farm, and there was a fence there. And Mama said, Mary, don't you ever cross that fence, because that mother cow has a little calf, and she'll take you. I didn't heed. Paul had threw my car over this kid I was playing with, my cousin, had threw my car over the fence, and I crawled over to get it, and that cow come up at me. And boy, was I scared. Oh!
Did it hurt you?
No, it didn't. I got across the fence, but boy, it was after me. She thought I was going to bother that little calf. So,
What about the bull Durham that you hid? Did your father ever ask about it? Or?
I don't remember now whether he asked or if I just, after he got home, went and got it, put it back where it belonged. I don't remember for sure.